The SEC postponed the decision, but they are seeking public comment. And the landscape for Bitcoin and retail access to Bitcoin has definitely changed. And let's just look at where we are today. When I was SEC chair, was very skeptical of the Bitcoin trading markets. And whether you believe Bitcoin is going to go to whatever or dry up and go away, I think that's no longer the question. You had Russ Benham on. He was talking about it's clearly a commodity. It should be regulated like a commodity. We have large retail participation around the globe, and people want access to it. Now, what do we have? We have very credible financial institutions who have fiduciary duties of best interest to their customers, who are saying, we want to deliver this product, and we can do so consistent with those obligations. Last thing you have is you actually have the futures ETF trading, which we all know is an inefficient product. So my assessment looking at all of that is let's get some public comment, and then let's move on and have a spot Bitcoin ETF.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Support this great content by hitting the Cash App and by joining the Patreon.
And we have Jay Clayton speaking about the spot Bitcoin ETF. The SEC delaying, but now Jay Clayton says that we're ready for the spot Bitcoin ETF. And how quickly things have changed, guys. And Jay Clayton says we clearly know that Bitcoin is not a security, but he doesn't say XRP. Never forget, Jay Clayton is the one who took out the lawsuit while he was on his way out of the SEC. And don't forget, guys, we have Jay Clayton on that FDIC video. So we know he's a part of the plan. And speaking of part of the plan, we know Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse has always stated, we're here to partner with the banks. And he should have said big banks and big corporations. Now they're partnering with AWS. And guys, we know the cloud runs majority of these major big projects. It's all centralized. But guys, we know in order for the fourth industrial revolution to rise as digital transformation, bringing in blockchain, cryptos, the robots, algorithms, and drones, this legacy market has to end. And now the big short is in. We have DeSantis talking about Jerome Powell flooding the globe with dollars and causing all this inflation. But guys, we know the reason why he did it. And that was to bring on the fragmented world, so therefore they can bring in the machines. And we have the hedge fund guys, the fund managers, shorting the market. And now we have DeSantis saying that politicians should not be trading. And we know why he is saying that. Because he knows the markets are about to crash. Remember, the Fed did the same exact thing. They shouldn't be invested in stocks, and they sold at the top. And the same thing is happening now. They know that the market is at the top. Now it's time to bring it on down. We know these higher interest rates for longer are destroying these small banks. And we see yield rates slowly rising. We see the dollar all of a sudden coming back. And guys, this is like Last Supper. Remember, BlackRock stated there would be a whole 10 years in the United States with no growth. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Look, the crypto markets, the crypto markets, okay, were rife with fraud.
But not crypto itself.
Crypto is a technology. Okay? It is a technology.
People still conflate the two and argue that crypto itself is a Ponzi scheme.
Right, but clearly distributed ledger technology is a technology that people have found efficiency in. Go back to the legislative efforts. We've talked about stablecoin before. There is little doubt that stablecoin is a very efficient way to transfer dollars around the globe. Can it be done in compliance with our AML, KYC, and other, what I would say is macroprudential and national security laws? Yes, it can be. It can be done. We're talking about a digital dollar. So is the technology a good technology for some uses? Pretty clearly, yes.
Well, then, what's the problem then? Or you don't think it's going to be a problem? Do you think Gary Gensler believes that what you just said?
Well, we did, in this administration, approve a futures ETF for Bitcoin. So, that's already there.
But if that's inefficient and actually part of the problem, then why the dragging of the feet on the spot?
Well, look, anything like this, where you've had a history of really bad behavior, you do want to move slowly, and you can see that in Congress. And look, we live in a very political. I would say what percentage of this program actually touches on politics? A fair amount. Like, what is the political response to various things going to be?
Yeah.
When you have a fraudster like Sam Bankman-Fried, who was deeply intertwined in politics, people will want to take a pause.
Right.
There are things out there that are not securities. Bitcoin is one of them. Others, we talk about tickets. We talk about things that can trade in a market. We have to catch up on how we treat those in terms of secondary.
Look like? So that's why the Ripple ruling was so interesting.
Yeah.
You know, so what's what's going to be a commodity? What's going to be a security? Who's going to? Do you still feel like we have the right tools and are approaching this the right way? And
raising capital for a future product is a security. It's that simple, right? You come to me and you say, "Hey Jay, give me money. I'm going to go off and build a network. I'm going to go off and build a production. I'm going to go off and do these things, and you're going to get a return as a result." That's pretty clearly a security. But something that is for use today, time on a server, going to a play, that Bitcoin, now that it's completely decentralized, that is not a security. The lines, I think the lines are actually pretty clear.
So Coinbase is going to get in trouble not because they had Bitcoin, but because they had all of the other stuff.
Well, and one thing that is, I know it's very tedious.
Technical, yeah,
it's very
I know.
But there's a big difference when people talk about crypto between raising capital, you coming to me and saying, "Give me money," and providing trading services. We treat the secondary trading of securities, commodities, and other things differently from a regulatory perspective than we do the initial distribution. The rigorous protections around initial distribution are what we focus on, but trading has a different set of rules.
They put too much money into the economy. That drove the inflation. But then they said it was going to be transitory, that we had to unlearn Milton Friedman. No, when you start doing something like that, it's about 18 to 20 months, you are going to see inflation. And so they were behind the ball on that. And then they've hiked so much now, it's caused a lot of problems in the economy and could end up driving us into a recession. I was a congressman for 3 terms. I sold all my stock before I went in because I used to do day trading. Not that I had a lot of money, but I would do it. I just stopped doing it because the thing is if I traded something, someone will then say maybe some vote was there, and I didn't even want the appearance of impropriety. And you look at how some of these people making windfalls, look, maybe it's all on the level, but I think the average citizen looks at that and they say, you know what, these guys play by their own set of rules, so I'd get rid of that. I would eliminate congressional pensions for members of Congress. They have a 401k, they don't need both, and then I would impose term limits on members of Congress.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China. But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, well, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in an ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, BitChute, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate. Not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.